Ladies and gentlemen, if you're waiting for the right moment to level up, let me tell you, that moment doesn't exist. The truth is, if you want to change your life, you need to force yourself to level up. It's not about waiting for opportunities to come your way. It's about creating those opportunities through sheer determination, self-discipline, and a relentless pursuit of growth. It's easy to fall into the trap of comfort. The world around us is designed to pull us into a state of complacency. We get comfortable in our routine, in our job, in our relationships, and even in our thinking. But here's the secret. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond what you know, beyond what's comfortable. You have to force yourself to level up, even when it's difficult, even when it feels impossible. Why? Because that's where the magic happens. That's where you'll discover strengths you never knew you had. That's where you'll find your true potential. You have to demand more from yourself. Demand more from your time, your energy, your focus. It's not easy. It will be tough. But you are tougher. You must make the decision to take the action that others won't take. Push yourself beyond your limits because that's how you grow. Remember this. Every great achievement begins with the decision to level up, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you don't feel like it. So get comfortable being uncomfortable. Start today. Make the decision to be a better version of yourself tomorrow than you are today. If you're not putting in the effort, you're not growing. Growth doesn't come easy, and it certainly doesn't come on its own. You must push yourself beyond your comfort zone if you want to see a change. Discomfort is where the growth happens. If you want to level up, you must be willing to do things that feel hard, that stretch you beyond your current abilities. Don't settle for average. Set the bar high and then hold yourself accountable. It's easy to do the minimum, but greatness requires that you raise your standards consistently. No one can force you to level up except you. The power to change your life is in your hands. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Take charge of your future today. Time is your most valuable asset. What you do with it today determines who you become tomorrow. Spend it wisely. Force yourself to focus on the activities that bring you closer to your goals. Success is built on the foundation of good habits. If you want to level up, you need to develop daily disciplines that align with your goals and values. Small habits lead to big changes. If you're going to level up, you must learn to say no to distractions, to bad habits, and to things that don't serve your vision. Focus on what moves you forward, not what holds you back. You're not going to please everyone, and that's okay. Rejection is part of the process. The most successful people in the world are those who get up after every no and continue pushing forward. If you're not investing in your own development, you're doing yourself a disservice. The best investment you can make is in yourself, whether it's learning new skills, reading books, or seeking mentorship. Don't just believe that it's possible to level up, believe that you are capable of it. Your mindset is key to achieving success. If you don't believe in your potential, no one else will. Growth doesn't happen by chance. It's not something that just falls into your lap while you're sitting around waiting for the perfect moment. If you want growth, you have to work for it. You have to invest time, energy, and commitment into becoming the person you want to be. You see, we often wish for change without realizing that change requires hard work. It demands your attention, your focus, and most importantly, your effort. The truth is, growth comes through a series of intentional actions. It's about making the decision to push past your limits and take consistent steps, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every single day, regardless of how you feel. Sometimes you'll feel like quitting, sometimes you'll doubt yourself, and sometimes you'll wonder if it's all worth it. But let me tell you this, when you stop putting in the effort, you stop growing. And if you stop growing, you stop improving. And if you stop improving, you're stuck in the same place you were yesterday. Effort is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's easy to talk about success, to dream about success, but success is something you have to earn. It's earned through dedication, discipline, and a willingness to give your best even when no one's watching. No one can do the work for you. No one can show up every day and put in the effort on your behalf. You have to do it. And here's the thing. Effort doesn't always produce immediate results. You won't always see the fruits of your labor right away, but that doesn't mean it's not working. It's like planting seeds in the ground. At first, all you see is dirt, but if you keep watering and tending to those seeds, eventually something will grow. It's the same with your life. The work you put in today will pay off tomorrow. So if you're serious about growth, stop waiting for a shortcut. Stop looking for the easy way out. Put in the effort, make the decision to do the hard things, do the work, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's tough, because that's how growth happens. You can't avoid the effort and expect to reach your potential. If you want to grow, you must embrace the effort. It's the price you pay for success. If you're serious about personal growth, you have to get comfortable with discomfort. I know, It sounds counterintuitive. Most people try to avoid discomfort at all costs. They want to feel good, they want things to be easy, and they want to be in control. But here's the truth. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. You don't stretch, you don't learn, and you don't improve by staying where it's comfortable. In fact, the moment you start avoiding discomfort, that's the moment you stop growing. You see, discomfort is a signal. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself beyond your current limits, and that's where the magic happens. When you choose to face discomfort head on, you're choosing to move forward. It's in the moments of difficulty, uncertainty, and challenge that we discover what we're truly capable of. But it takes courage. It takes the decision to press forward, even when it feels easier to quit. Let's be real. Growth is hard. It's meant to be. If it were easy, everyone would be successful. If it were easy, we'd all be living our ideal lives. But we know it's not. And that's exactly why the people who embrace discomfort stand out from the rest. They're not afraid to fail. They're not afraid to struggle. And they're not afraid to face the tough days that come with leveling up. They understand that true growth is a result of overcoming obstacles and facing challenges with grit and determination. Discomfort might come in the form of doing something new, something unfamiliar, something that scares you. Maybe it's taking on a new project, speaking in public, or making a tough decision. It might even be confronting personal fears or weaknesses that you've been avoiding for years. But the key is to face it, not to run from it. You must develop the mindset that discomfort is not your enemy. It's your ally. It's the tool you need to build the strength, the resilience, and the character required to take you to the next level. Don't shy away from the tough stuff. Lean into it. Embrace it. When you do, you'll realize that discomfort isn't as threatening as it seems. It's simply part of the process of becoming better, stronger, and more capable. The more you embrace discomfort, the less power it has over you. And soon enough, you'll find that what once seemed unbearable becomes just another stepping stone on your path to greatness. So welcome discomfort into your life. It's not a sign to quit. It's a sign that you're on the right track. If you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your standards. Most people live life based on the standards they've set, or more accurately, the standards that life has set for them. They do the minimum because that's all they think they can do. They settle for average, and they wonder why they never get the extraordinary results they desire. But here's the truth. If you want extraordinary, you have to set extraordinary standards for yourself. Your standards dictate your behavior. They determine what you accept and what you won't tolerate. If your standards are low, your results will be low. If you accept mediocrity in your life, you'll get mediocrity. The key to leveling up is to demand more from yourself, to raise the bar and never settle for anything less than your best. It's about making the decision to be great, not tomorrow, but today, right now. You have to stop accepting things that don't align with your potential. This means no more excuses, no more procrastination, no more putting things off until later. When you set higher standards for yourself, you don't wait for the perfect moment to take action. You take action now because you've decided that's what someone with high standards does. Setting higher standards isn't just about working hard. It's about working smarter, being more disciplined, and holding yourself accountable for your actions. It's about taking responsibility for the results in your life and realizing that you have the power to change them. But first, you have to raise your standards and decide that anything less than your best is unacceptable. You might face resistance along the way. People around you may not understand why you're pushing so hard, why you're demanding so much of yourself. But don't let that deter you. You're not here to fit in with the crowd. You're here to stand out. You're here to do more, be more, and become the person you've always known you could be. So don't let others define what's possible for you. Set your own standards, and then go out and exceed them. The key to unlocking your potential is simple. Demand more from yourself than anyone else would. Don't wait for life to force you into change. Choose to raise your standards today, and the results will follow. When you set higher standards for yourself, you stop settling for less. You stop playing small. You begin to take charge of your destiny and create the life you truly want. So raise your standards and never look back. If you want to take control of your life, the first thing you need to do is take personal responsibility. The moment you stop blaming others, the government, the economy, your upbringing, or any other external factor for where you are today, that's the moment you start to truly own your future. Personal responsibility is the foundation of success, and without it, you'll always be at the mercy of circumstances. Never truly in control of your own destiny. We live in a world where it's easy to point fingers. When things go wrong, we look for someone else to blame. We blame the job market for not giving us the opportunities we deserve, or we blame our past for the mistakes we've made. But here's the harsh reality. Blaming others never changes anything. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of victimhood and helplessness. You're not responsible for everything that happens to you, but you are responsible for how you respond to it. And that response is what will either empower or disempower you. When you take personal responsibility, you accept that you are the creator of your circumstances, not a product of them. You take ownership of your actions, your decisions, and your results. If you're not where you want to be in life, don't waste time blaming the world. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do differently? What changes can I make right now to move myself forward? That's personal responsibility. It's not about making excuses or waiting for things to change. It's about deciding to change yourself and your approach to life. Taking responsibility is also about accountability. When you take responsibility for your life, you hold yourself accountable for every outcome, whether good or bad. Success doesn't just happen by chance, and neither does failure. You create both. And when you accept this, you stop looking for reasons to explain your failures, and instead, you look for lessons. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to adjust your course. So, when you take personal responsibility, you start asking yourself the right questions. What did I do to get here? What can I do better next time? And how can I improve from this experience? The real power in personal responsibility is that it places the control back in your hand. When you're responsible for your life, you realize that your future is not determined by luck or by external forces. It's determined by the choices you make today. You have the power to change your situation, your circumstances, and your results. It starts with a decision to stop making excuses, stop blaming others, and take charge of your life. It's not always easy. It's not always comfortable. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. The only person who can make things happen for you is you. So stop waiting for a miracle. Stop pointing fingers and start taking responsibility for your own success. Your life is your responsibility, and once you take ownership of it, you'll realize just how much power you have to create the life you desire. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So how you manage it is everything. If you truly want to succeed, you have to be disciplined with your time. You can't afford to waste a single minute. Most people squander time like it's an endless supply. But the truth is, time is the one thing you can never replenish. That's why time management isn't just a nice-to-have skill, it's a must. The key to discipline with your time is to understand its value. Every second you spend doing something that doesn't move you closer to your goals is a second you'll never get back. And that's where the real power lies. In knowing how to prioritize and focus on the activities that bring you results. It's easy to get caught up in distractions, to fall into the trap of procrastination, or to let your day slip away with unimportant tasks. But if you want to build something meaningful, you have to take control of your time. Start by planning your day. If you don't plan your time, someone else will. Whether it's your job, your family, or even the demands of society, if you don't set boundaries and structure your day, others will take that time from you. When you plan your day, you make sure that your time is being spent on things that align with your purpose, your goals, and your vision for the future. Successful people don't leave their time to chance, they design it. Time discipline also means saying no to things that don't align with your priorities. It means turning down distractions and temptations that pull you away from what's truly important. If something doesn't contribute to your growth or bring you closer to your objectives, then it doesn't deserve your time. You have to learn to say no to the trivial things so that you can say yes to the things that matter most. This is where true discipline lies, making tough choices and sticking to them, even when it feels uncomfortable or when the easy path beckons. Another key to managing your time effectively is focus. In a world filled with constant distractions, the ability to concentrate deeply on the task at hand is a rare and powerful skill. It's easy to get sidetracked by emails, social media, or other people's needs, but if you truly want to achieve something significant, you must develop the ability to focus. When you focus, you get more done in less time. You stop wasting energy bouncing from one task to another, and you start accomplishing the things that matter. And here's the truth. Disciplined time management isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about doing the right things at the right time and ensuring that everything you do has a purpose. You don't need to fill every minute with activity, but every activity you engage in should move you closer to your goal. If you're not using your time to grow, improve, and progress, then you're wasting it. So be disciplined with your time. Treat it with the respect it deserves. Remember, every minute you waste today is a minute you can't get back tomorrow. And the way you use your time today will determine who you become tomorrow. Make every second count, and you'll see how powerful disciplined time management can be in creating the life you've always dreamed of. If you want to change your life, you've got to start with your habit. The quality of your life is directly tied to the quality of your habits. Habits shape the outcomes of your life. Whether you realize it or not, they determine your future success, your happiness, and your personal growth. Most people don't give much thought to their habits, but let me tell you, your habits are either working for you or against you. They're like silent forces that dictate the direction of your life, often without you even noticing. The problem with most people is they never take the time to intentionally develop positive habits. They let life passively shape their routines, and before they know it, they've built habits that are holding them back. If you want a better life, you've got to take control of the habits you form. And that starts with choosing the right habits and committing to them every single day. The key to developing positive habits is consistency. You can't expect to create lasting change by doing something just once or twice. The real transformation happens when you commit to doing something regularly, whether it's reading, exercising, journaling, or investing in your personal growth. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results aren't immediate. The small positive actions you take each day compound over time and create massive change in your life. It's also crucial to understand that habits are built on the foundation of discipline and choice. You may not always feel motivated to do the right thing, but that's when discipline steps in. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. But discipline is what keeps you on track, even when you'd rather skip the hard work. You've got to make the conscious decision every day to choose habits that support the person you want to become. If you want to be fit, you don't wait for motivation to hit you. You discipline yourself to go to the gym or eat healthy, no matter how you feel. Positive habits are also about setting yourself up for success. This means creating an environment that makes it easier to succeed. If you want to read more, put books in places where you can easily access them. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious food and remove the junk. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your habit. The easier you make it to engage in the positive habits, the more likely you are to stick with them. But it's not just about doing the right things, it's about doing them consistently and with purpose. Every positive habit you develop should be aligned with your long-term goal. Whether it's getting better at your career, becoming a healthier person, or building better relationships, your habits should always reflect the vision you have for your life. The key is to keep improving one small step at a time. You may not see immediate results, but you'll start to notice small shifts, and over time, those shifts will become monumental changes. And don't forget, your habits are contagious. The people you surround yourself with influence your behavior. If you're surrounded by people who have positive habits, it will be easier for you to develop your own. But if you're around people who have negative habits, it becomes much harder to stay disciplined and focused. Choose your circle wisely, because your environment will either elevate or drag you down. In the end, the person you become is the result of the habits you cultivate. If you want success, health, and happiness, you must take responsibility for the habits you develop today. Start small but be consistent. Commit to habits that move you closer to the person you want to be, and over time, you'll realize that those habits have transformed your life. Remember, your habits will either create your future or destroy it. The choice is yours. If you want to take your life to the next level, one of the most important skills you can develop is the ability to say no. It's not easy for most people because we all want to be liked, we want to help others, and we want to avoid conflict. But the truth is, every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your goals or values, you're saying no to something more important. You're saying no to your time, your energy, and your focus. And that's the most precious currency you have. So learning to say no is not just a skill, it's a necessity. If you want to protect your future, saying no means setting boundaries. It means defining what's acceptable in your life and what's not. Most people don't have clear boundaries, and as a result, they're constantly pulled in different directions. People ask for favors, they demand your time, and they expect you to prioritize their needs over your own. And because you're afraid of disappointing them or feeling guilty, you say yes. But every time you say yes to someone else's request, you're sacrificing time and energy that could be spent on your own growth. Now, I'm not saying you should become selfish and never help anyone. What I'm saying is that you need to evaluate what's truly important in your life and protect it fiercely. You have goals, you have dreams, and if you allow other people's needs to always take precedence over yours, you'll never have the time or the energy to pursue your own ambition. To master the art of saying no, you must understand that your time is limited. You only have so many hours in a day, and you can't afford to waste them on things that don't bring you closer to your goal. Every yes you give is a commitment, and if you're not careful, you'll find yourself overwhelmed, stressed, and stuck in situations that don't serve you. That's why it's important to say no to anything that isn't aligned with your vision for your life. But here's the challenge. People will push back. They'll try to make you feel guilty. They'll ask you why you won't help them, and they'll try to guilt trip you into changing your mind. This is where your confidence comes in. You have to stand firm in your decision and trust that saying no is the best thing you can do for both you and the other person. When you say yes to things that aren't right for you, you end up resenting the person or the task, and neither of you benefit. But when you say no, you free yourself up to focus on what really matters. You must also recognize that saying no is an act of self-respect. It's a way of showing yourself that your time, your goals, and your energy are worth protecting. When you say no, you're telling the world, I have bigger things to focus on. I have a purpose, and I'm not going to let distractions or other people's demands take me off course. This doesn't mean you have to be rude or dismissive. You can say no politely and respectfully, but the key is to stick to your decision. The more you practice saying no, the easier it becomes, and the more you'll see how empowering it is. Saying no is not about being selfish, it's about being focused, intentional, and committed to your own success. So don't be afraid to say no. Learn to prioritize your own goals and protect your time. Say no to the distractions, the people who drain your energy, and the tasks that don't contribute to your vision. When you do, you'll find that your life opens up to more opportunities, more growth, and more success. Saying no isn't just a skill, it's a powerful tool for creating the life you want. And the more you use it, the more you'll realize that it's one of the most important skills you can develop on your path to greatness. If you're serious about achieving your goals and becoming successful, you must learn to get comfortable with rejection. Rejection is part of the game. It's a reality that most people shy away from or try to avoid. But the truth is, if you want to get anywhere in life, you have to face rejection head on and not let it stop you. Rejection is not the end, it's just a part of the process. A sign that you're pushing the limits and taking risks. Too many people are afraid of hearing the word no. They worry about what others will think of them, or they take rejection personally. But here's the truth. Rejection doesn't define who you are. It's simply a moment in time. It's a part of your journey, not a reflection of your worth or your potential. The successful people you admire didn't get to where they are by avoiding rejection. They got there because they kept going, even after they were turned down, told they couldn't do it, or faced setbacks. If you're going to make progress, you have to be willing to hear no more often than you'd like. You have to be willing to put yourself out there and risk being turned away. And when rejection comes, you have to see it as feedback, not failure. Every no is a lesson. Every rejection teaches you something about what works and what doesn't. If you're willing to learn from those moments, they become stepping stones toward your ultimate success. Getting comfortable with rejection is all about changing your mindset. It's about realizing that rejection is not a reflection of your value as a person, but simply a part of the process. It's a sign that you're trying something new, taking chances, and stepping outside your comfort zone. Without rejection, there's no growth. Without rejection, there's no progress. You have to get used to the idea that the more you put yourself out there, the more no's you'll get. But the more you hear those no's, the closer you get to the yes you're looking for. The key is persistence. Every successful person you admire has faced rejection, but they didn't let it stop them. They kept going. They kept pushing forward, learning, improving, and evolving. Every time you get rejected, it's a test of your resilience. Are you willing to keep going, or are you going to let one rejection define you? If you let rejection stop you, then you'll never know what you're truly capable of. But if you embrace rejection, learn from it, and keep going, you'll discover just how much you can achieve. Understand that rejection isn't personal. It's simply a sign that either the timing isn't right, the opportunity isn't a fit, or the person you're dealing with doesn't understand your value. And that's okay. Not every opportunity is the right one for you, and not every person you approach is going to see what you have to offer. But that doesn't mean you should stop. The only way to fail is to quit. As long as you keep moving forward, you're still in the game. The more you experience rejection, the more you'll realize it has no power over you. It's just a small obstacle that comes and goes. Rejection only hurts if you let it. If you take it personally, it can hold you back. But if you accept it as part of the process and use it as fuel to get better, it becomes nothing more than a temporary bump in the road. So get comfortable with rejection. Embrace it as part of the path to success. Learn from it, grow from it, and don't let it stop you from reaching for what you want. Every rejection is just one step closer to success. And the more you experience it, the stronger and more resilient you'll become. Rejection isn't the enemy. It's a signal that you're moving in the right direction. Keep going, and you'll see that it's all part of the journey to the success you've been working for.